And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Kasarian, and welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator. And you know what you can't hear? My laptop. I just finished fixing the fan, which I'll explain more after we take a look at the job market. Freight market, please. Alright, so I'm over here. Where can I go from here? Nuremberg, Hamburg. Have I been there before? Yeah, I have. Manchester? No. Sheffield? No. Stuttgart? Sort of. Nope. What up going out of Brussels? Plymouth? Lyon? 14 hours? We could take that. Let's go over there, shall we? So, I just finished fixing the fan in this damn laptop. And you know what the problem was? That horrible grinding sound? If you guessed that it was because the idiots who designed this thing put a sticker on the laptop itself, you would be entirely correct. They put a sticker right about above the fan assembly. So what happened was, of course, that my laptop, my wonderful laptop, inside it, the fan decided to ingest said sticker. And, yeah, that was the total cause of that sound. Now, I might as well have I ended up just installing the new fan anyways, because fans do break. And, you know, I was already in there, so why not? And the company I bought it from doesn't really have a great return policy on it. So I decided, you know, while I was there, why not just replace it? But yeah, it was a stupid sticker. That's it. That's all it was. Just a dumb sticker. So I fixed that, and let me tell you, laptops, not the easiest things in the world to fix. I can kind of see over there. Yeah, they're not the easiest things in the world to fix. So to get at that fan, oh Jesus, buddy. To get at that fan assembly, these people don't know how to do rotaries. To get at the fan assembly, what you basically had to do was you had to take the entire laptop apart, and in the middle of the laptop, it's not like they used to be where everything was just on the bottom, so you just pulled the top cover off and you had access to the entire laptop. It isn't like that anymore. The way it works nowadays is that there's this plastic plate in the middle of the laptop, and you have to take the keyboard out. And once you get the keyboard out, then you can take the plate out. So there are two separate assemblies there. It used to be a lot of the time that the keyboards and the plates and whatever they were. What is... Okay, that's my beams, right? And that one's unassigned. That's my hazards. Okay, well, I'll fix that at some point when I take a break. You let me go, buddy? Thank you, buddy. And ignore that, that's my house phone. Which I am going to ignore, so you should too. I apologize for the sound in the background. So, Gateway. Where the hell is Gateway? Not the computer company. I don't have any business dealings with them. So anyways, what I was saying. So these laptop systems and all this sort of stuff, right? So once you have all that out, you can then take out the motherboard. And by the way, there are ribbon connectors all throughout the entire laptop. So you have to get those apart. It's just not a fun experience. It took me about an hour to pull it apart, and then maybe another hour to put it back together again. I'm doing 100 kilometers an hour. Let's drop it down to something a little bit more reasonable here. So it's this incredibly long, complicated process that you have to go through. And by the end of it, you're just like, I hate everything. I hate myself. I hate my laptop. I want everything to go and die now. But the problem is, you know, I'm dysgraphic. Dysgraphia is kind of like dyslexia for writing. So my handwriting's terrible. My motor control for the handwriting is really bad. And then on top of it, if when I write, I'll drop entire syllables out of the words. And it's not that I don't know how to spell the word or that I'm not thinking about spelling it correctly. It's that somewhere in between the part of my brain that says, this is what we're writing, and the part of my brain that says, this is how we're going to write it. Am I already due for another nap? Jeez. And the part of my brain that says, and this is how we're going to write it, somewhere in between the two, something happens, and it doesn't work right. So, in all my classes, I use a laptop to take notes. And my laptop was making this horrible grinding sound, which you may have heard in my last 2 trucks videos and one of my Minecraft videos. All because of this bloody sticker. Anyways, so because of that, I couldn't use my laptop. So I've actually been using my mother's Ultrabook. It's a Dell XPS 13-inch Ultrabook. And I have to say, I'm wicked impressed by it. And I'm not often impressed by computers. You know, I'm kind of picky. I tend to like Dells, oddly enough, because what I'm looking for in a laptop, I'm not really looking for high performance in a laptop. That's not a laptop's job, right? A laptop's tiny. It's compact. I mean, unless you're getting a bloody Alienware, in which case you're an idiot. But it's tiny, it's compact, and it's meant for transport. It's meant to go places with you. Shoved in a backpack, you know, thrown in the car, that sort of stuff. So I'm not looking for speed. If I want that, I get a desktop. What I'm looking for, I build my own, actually. What I'm looking for in a laptop is I want it to be durable. I want it to be able to survive being chucked in my bag, carted to class, carted to work, you know, taking it to pizza places to fix their systems. That's the sort of stuff I want a laptop for. So that's the reason I buy Dell. It's not that I'm looking for the power. I'm looking for the durability. And Dells are built like brick crap houses. Oh, hey, buddy. I mean, they're really built like brick outhouses, the darn things. You know, you just can't kill them. I dropped mine, the one I'm using to record on right now, actually. I dropped it from, I want to say shoulder height, and it hit the ground on the back left-hand corner, when you're where the screen connects. And I was certain I would have cracked the entire casing. And it took a chip out of the casing, maybe about a half-an-inch chip out of the corner. But the entire rest of the laptop's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, it's really quite entertaining in my mind. So I buy Dells because they're durable. They're bricks. You know, they're big. Well, actually, my mother's isn't. They're durable. They last forever and a day. I've had my laptop for 3 years, and I actually... Ugh. I've had this... Sorry, buddy. So I've had this one for about 3 years, I want to say. Thereabouts, yeah. 2010, I bought it. Actually, I bought it. It's almost exactly 3 years. I just checked the product date on the back of it while I was... Okay, you know what? We're not going to go right to the pickup. What we're going to do first is we're going to take a nap. So anyways, I bought it about 3 years ago, and this is the first time I've ever had to open the casing for anything. Which, quite frankly, is remarkable for a laptop that pretty much goes everywhere with me. And the laptop I had before that thing lasted like 4 years, 4.5 years. Versus the Acer I had, which I was having problems with pretty much on day one. Don't buy an Acer. Just don't do it, guys. Don't. They're cheap, but they're cheap. Get out. They're cheap and they're cheap. You know, they're cheap to buy and they're cheaply made. Just don't get one. So, yeah, I pretty much had problems with that. It actually, I didn't even drop it or anything. Just there there was just a stress fracture that formed right down the center of the back of the screen. I sent it in like twice for the same issue, and I swear what they were doing was they were just waiting for it to go out of warranty on me. And they were going to say, because eventually I had a screen crack, and I called them, and they went, "Oh, you're out of warranty. Sorry, buddy." Oh my God, you stupid jerks. So that's why I buy Dell. 3 years, only one issue. I haven't even had to fix the hard. I haven't even had to fix the hard drive, which is a bloody miracle if you know computers, right? Like 3 years on the same hard drive. What? I think it uses. I noticed it had like a Western. I think it was a Western Digital hard drive. Yeah, this is my turn. It was a yeah, it was a Western Digital. So they're pretty good hard drives actually. That's the external that I record on is a Western Digital actually. Yeah. Oh, GPS system on it. Nice. Take the job, please. Not the most exciting transport I've ever taken, but this will do. I'm gonna, just because the way I turned, I'm gonna do blind side reverse on this thing. Oh, I guess not. Eek. Oh, I didn't know that one of the rear axles turned as well. Oops, hold on. Forgot this. Options, keyboard. Truck controls. Where is cargo? That's better. Alright, there we go. That always looks kind of weird. Alright, let's take this bad boy somewhere, shall we? Where are we going? 10, about 11 hours to, what was it, Lyon? And I know I have tolls on the way there because it'll be France, so they want their pound of flesh. Putting the engine through its paces a little bit. Alright. So yeah, one of the things to remember about this sort of stuff is that... Okay, so computers have a lot of moving parts in them. Oh, excuse me, my mother's Ultrabook. So I've been using her Ultrabook for the past, like, week. Because it had gotten to the point where I couldn't be in class with the amount of noise it was making. Like, my professors would have killed me. Because it was actually starting to drive me a little bit crazy just while I was recording. So what I decided to do was I borrowed my mother's Ultrabook because she uses her tablet a lot. I don't even know why I got her the Ultrabook, but whatever. And I have to say, other than the fact that it's Windows 8, which I've learned to hate, it's an amazingly good piece of tech. I've been using it for 3 days and I plugged it in once. Like, for like 5 minutes, I plugged it in because I thought I'd be sitting there for a while and I wasn't. And I've been using it pretty much continuously for 3 days now. And it's been working fine. Doesn't have a lot of processing power. Can't really do Minecraft, actually. I found that out much to my chagrin. And, but that's fine, you know. You pay your price, right? But it's light. I mean, the stupid thing can't weigh more than 3 pounds. And it's thinner than a one-subject notebook. I'm really impressed by it. And my mother, actually, she dropped it from about shoulder height, fell out of her purse, and hit a asphalt ground. Which, if you know laptops, that's usually the kiss of death for a computer. You know, it's like, oh, it hit a pavement. All right, you're done. And apparently it chewed up one of the corners a little bit. That's it. Like, one of the corners looks like something gnawed on it. Come on, truck. You can do it. Come on. You know you wanna. You know you wanna. Come on, buddy. Come on. Oh, fine. Okay. So no, it didn't. As I said, it just chewed up one of the corners there, and I come to find out later that's because the case is made of carbon fiber and a magnesium alloy, so it's pretty darn durable, especially for something that's so thin and so light. You know, I'm really quite impressed by the darn thing. Which leads me to think that what I may end up doing is I may get an Ultrabook. I may continue with that my plan, which is to build myself a desktop and get myself an Ultrabook. What I'll do is, because the Ultrabook I can get my family to help pay for because it's school related. The desktop, not so much. So what I might do is get them to help me pay for the Ultrabook, and then use that for school, and then keep this thing pretty much on my desk until I can get the desktop running. Because that'll give me some pretty good... I can record everything I want to on my laptop right now. Minecraft, I'm going to have to install Optifine in later parts of seasons, but that's fine. That's more of a hassle. You have to reload chunks every now and then and, you know, do that sort of stuff, but that's okay. So that's what I'll probably do is get an Ultrabook, keep this thing on my desk for recording and like office work sort of stuff. Because, I mean, my current laptop, it is faring fairly well, but she is looking kind of old now. Just kind of long in the tooth, if you get my drift. But, you know, it's 3 years old laptop. What do you expect? Held together darn well. So, desktop. What am I thinking for desktop? Buddy, don't even think about changing lanes. Okay. We're good. We didn't hit anything. Oh, that was a little surprising moment in history there. And that's not on the road. Yeah, that was a little bit of a surprising moment in history. Yeah, about that. Alright, let's get those beams on. So, what am I thinking of doing for desktop? Well, shit. I missed my turn. I wonder if I can turn around up here. So, okay. That's alright, buddy. That's okay. Doesn't look like it. Nope, this is definitely a limited access road. Shit. Shit. I completely missed that. No, it seems to have adjusted. Looks like I'm taking the A7 up here. Right? Yeah, okay, so it recalculated route. Recalculating route. Anyways. So yeah, I'm going to be... What am I thinking of doing for a laptop? For my desktop? Well, I used to be an AMD guy, but I've been using Intel the past few years because I've been buying Dells, you know. So I'm probably going to stick with Intel, which means... And I've always been an NVIDIA guy. So I'm probably going to stick with NVIDIA. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a standard drive and a solid-state drive. And I can already hear all of you saying... Hey, Kassarian, I got a weird question for you now. If you're getting a solid-state drive, why not record on that? Well, okay, so let me explain. Well, why do you need two drives to record? Well, let me explain that. So, this is an issue I ran into. If you watch some of my earlier Minecraft videos, Season 1 and 2, or Season 1, you may notice that at the beginning of the, every couple of minutes, the game will start to lag really badly. Well, what's happening is that when Fraps takes recording of your screen, all it does is it takes an AVI file image of your screen. That could have been better done. And it dumps it onto your hard drive as a raw AVI file. That's fine. The problem is that raw AVI files are huge. Huge. I have a 2 terabyte drive that I'm filling up right now. So, it's not just hard drive space, though. The other issue becomes that the data store, the data bandwidth, right? Because there's actually bandwidth of the connection between your motherboard and your hard drive, is restricted to a certain amount. There's only a certain amount of data that can be transferred at the same time. So what was happening was that my laptop was storing all of the data in memory, right? Anything it couldn't dump onto the hard drive at that minute, it was just shoving into the system memory, my RAM. And that RAM would fill up, and then it would start going to the page buffer. And it would basically clog my entire operating system. So what you'd have to do is, so what I did was I got an external hard drive. It's a Western Digital 2 terabyte, I think. And I got an external hard drive and called it a good day. Well, the Western Digital, so the issue becomes that you have a certain speed at which your hard drive can write data. And I'm already hearing you guys saying in the background, but Mr. Kasarian, a solid state has a huge amount of, speed. Why would you bother with a second storage drive that's a conventional type? Okay, so little known fact about solid state storage. As a solid state drive gets older, the cells fail. And they fail as you write more and more data. My friend calls it scrubbing. You're writing data, you're deleting data. You're writing data, you're deleting data. And after a certain number of passes, it kills the drive. Or rather, it kills that specific memory cell on the drive. So what you want to do is you kind of want to limit the amount of scrubbing you're doing on a hard drive. Now, the drives have built-in... the drives have a built-in sort of system in them that automatically balance. It's a load balancing system that makes sure that the drive kind of wears out evenly across the entire memory storage. So you don't necessarily want to be recording your massive videos to your solid state drive because you're gonna have to delete them in fairly short order, and you're basically just scrubbing across that drive more times than you need to. And also, big solid state drives are really expensive. So I'd rather get something that's a lot cheaper and that isn't necessarily going to burn out on me and save my actual solid state drive for the actual game files and that sort of stuff. So, anyways. It'll also be nice to have a tower again because, so for example, right now, right? Excuse me. My laptop only has 3 USB ports. So I have my microphone in one of them. My mic's in one. My external hard drive's in another. Okay, that was totally his fault. So I can get out of this. Pull through. That's going to be a ding on my record. So anyways, but my drivers are bringing in good money, so. But anyways, the issue becomes that you have to, where was I? Oh, right. So I have the steering wheel in one, I have my external hard drive in another, and I have my microphone in a third. Which means if I want to have an actual mouse and keyboard on this thing, I'm SOL. Right? I could put a USB hub on it, but you don't want to put the USB hub on either the microphone side or the hard drive side. Why? Because it'll slow it down. Because it has to play it'll have to play traffic cop between all the different data sources that are going into the system. And you really don't want that when you're recording, right? So having a desktop again will basically mean that I'll be A-okay to do whatever I need to do. And I'll have enough USB ports to go around. I can have, I can keep my steering column plugged in and shift it off to the side. Because right now it's right where I put my laptop, so what I'm going to have to do after I finish recording this route is I'm going to have to unbolt it from my desk and move it over to the side a little bit. Which is no big deal, So yeah. So I'll have enough USB ports. I'll actually have a full-size monitor, which I'll love. And I may be able to, cram 2 monitors onto my desk, which would be fantastic, because that way I can have, IRC and my reference material open on one screen and be playing Minecraft on the other. But yeah. So that's the advantages of having a desktop, right? I'm planning on also having an SLI configuration with some newer NVIDIA cards. I don't know if they'll be the new, what are they, 66s? 66? I don't know if they'll be full top-of-the-line cards, depending upon how much money I can put together for this. If they're... I'd like to have 32 gigs of RAM in there. But I don't think that's going to be really hugely necessary for what I'm planning on doing. Who knows? Maybe I'll end up playing Minecraft and running a server on the computer at the same time. You never know. Oh, which brings me to my next point. Internets. So, I've been talking around and talking to people, and it's really looking like Verizon's going to be my best choice for internet. Verizon Fiber Optic. Yeah, it really looks like that's going to be my best bet. So, I'm going to actually probably call them after I finish recording here. And sort of get a hold of them, see what their pricing is. Because it's not just me. Like, if we get it, I'm not going to be the one paying for it. Hey, buddy! It'll actually probably be my mother who pays for it. Because it's her house. We kind of have I don't say an agreement, but like, I pay for her cell phone because it's on my account. This and that, and this and that, and, I think I also might get a discount because I have a Verizon phone. My phone's on Verizon as well. My cell phone is. So I'll talk to them about that. I have a Verizon cell phone, so I might get a discount. Because I'm paying well, I'm not, my mother is, but we are. We're paying $150 right now for not great internet. Phone, which is phone. Phone is landline is landline. And several hundred cable channels, and we watch like 4 of them. We watch a news station. I won't tell you which one. I watch the History Channel, the Military Channel, and USA. And I've recently started watching 2 of the networks because I have gotten absorbed by Blacklist and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I'm kind of obsessed by them now. So, yeah. So I'm like, those are the TV stations I watch. So maybe 5, 6, something along those lines. That's the TV I watch. I don't watch other TV. I have no reason to, So, yeah, that's that. If I can get a better rate with Verizon or even a comparable rate, I'll take it. Just because they have so much better internet, Their internet's so much easier to use. Not easier to use, but faster. To give you an idea, when I'm at work, when I'm at my pizza place, actually, we have Verizon Fios there. And it takes me like 5, 10, 15 minutes to upload a video. Full size, gig, 700 meg to a gigabyte video, right? Takes me like, I don't know, 15 minutes, tops. At home, an hour and a half. I'm not even kidding you, an hour and a half. Now, that is over wireless, but it's wireless N. So, it shouldn't be that big a deal, right? But, no. I'm actually going to end up running a landline into my room when I get the desktop. But that's not too hard. That's just getting a long enough length of cable and going through a couple walls and doing a little bit of crimping at the ends. That's the thing. IT isn't that hard on the gross scale. If you're not a developer, right? If you're not coding, IT ain't that hard. there are rules, there are systems, and there's common practice. And if you follow the common practice, you're pretty much all set. Things will change. Technology will advance or retrograde in some cases. I hate ribbon connectors. I really do. So, anyways, and you kind of keep up with what's going on in the community of IT. But other than that, you're pretty much okay. Once you know the basic ground rules, it's, okay, well, that's how that works. Developers, they're in their own special category. They're fun people. And by fun people, I mean they make my life a living hell from time to time. But, that's that. And then you get into, like, corporate IT stuff, which is a whole different ballgame. Oh, God. Right. I'm in Europe. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so let me explain something. In the United States, right, that dotted white line would mean you have another lane in your direction next to you. Okay? Double white would mean the lane next to you is still traveling in the same direction that you are. However, you're not allowed to move over. In the US, we mark the boundary between different directions. We mark with yellow. And so not having yellow there is kind of confusing to me. So I'm like, oh, I have another whole lane to get into. I'm making a left-hand turn. I should get into the left-hand. Oh, that's not my lane. Oh, God. Oh, I can derp sometimes. Yeah, I can derp. Come on, truck. I need to get a better engine in this sucker. Let's go, buddy. Come on. You want to do this, right? Right? Okay. I can't even see behind me. So we're just going to kind of guess. Hey, no ding. And we're rolling again. So, monitor-wise, I don't really want a gigantic monitor for my primary. There's a certain limit to how much information I can absorb off a screen at one time. Everyone has a limit, and I have mine, and I know what it is. Sorry, I just had to move my microphone a little bit so it's actually aiming at me. Come on, truck. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I just had to kind of aim my mic so it's actually facing my mouth. But yeah, the other thing I need to get an actual audio, like a video editing program. I will confess I'm using Windows Movie Maker. Yep. Windows Movie Maker. I think we'll probably... No, we won't have to rest, so... Probably check our driver stats at the end of this episode, I think. See how the other people in the company are doing. But yeah, so my setup, I already have a gaming keyboard. I have an older Logitech gaming keyboard. I have a Cytec joystick. I need to get a new mouse. I kind of trashed my old one just by moving around and, age. I think the cable actually has a break in it that is not worth fixing, so we'll just move right along then. Oh, so what's happening to my laptop once I get my desktop and my new laptop? Well, the current running plan is that I'm actually going to give my laptop to my girlfriend. She's actually now using the same laptop that I used to use. Not the exact same one, but the same